Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Walls YouTube channel. We're back with another episode, and if you are ever planning on having a baby, there are at least 6 things that will change.
So let's get into number 1.
So number 1, probably the most important, no, maybe not, but sex drive.
You always hear that you can't have sex after a certain amount of time, but that's really all you hear about it. And I wish they would talk more. People would tell you more that sometimes your sex drive just completely changes. And I don't know if it's a mix of hormones. I know for me, I've struggled with having similar sex drives post-pregnancy as I have pre-pregnancy. But for me, it feels like everything about me is being used to nurse and nurture a child. But then at the same time, I have to then switch that thinking and switch that mentality into using my body for pleasure. And for me, that's just been really hard to go back and forth between. I don't know if anybody else struggles with that. Right before you have the baby, I think your hormones are like through the roof. Through the roof. So you're all, happy bunny all the time.
Right.
Just ready to hop all the time. And then you have your baby and then it just
Yeah, my sex drive probably changed too. It increased.
First of all, he didn't do anything to push this baby out. His hormones should not have changed.
But they do.
So he should not have any changes in who he is.
So from my perspective, yeah, sex drive is it's huge. So after the baby gets here, as the man, you're having to really just kind of like, hey, don't forget about me, My wife doesn't mean anything by it, and I know that, but at the same time, it's like, well, you're just gonna walk around here breastfeeding all day, and I see you and how good you look.
What's number 2 on our what's changed list?
Another thing that's changed, which actually isn't such a bad thing, is date nights. If you want a healthy marriage, you do have to do date night. Why do you plan a date? But after you have a baby, you've got to be a little more creative.
So another option that we've explored is having date nights at home a lot. Sometimes it's difficult to be out and be back by a certain time. A lot of the times now, especially during the holidays, is we'll put baby to sleep, then we'll come out in the living room and we'll have our date nights. And now we're having to be so much more intentional because there's just a few, boundaries that we have to stay within. So number 3 on our list, I would say, is how long it takes to get out the door. First of all, we are not that couple that's gonna show up to an event 15 minutes early. We're probably showing up to the event like it started at 7, we get there at 7:35. But now that we have a baby, oh my goodness, it adds even more time to how long it takes us to get ready and get out the door. I can hurry up and get ready now, thanks to my wonderful lock journey. Keaton can work on getting dressed, but then we have a third human in the house. And now we have to dress him, we have to pack his diaper bag, which we keep kind of packed. We have to make sure it has my nursing cover, his Moby wrap, his burp cloths.
Now bibs.
Pacifiers, bibs.
Is it cold outside? Does he need a jacket?
Does he have anything and everything he needs to survive?
It can get a little stressful to say the least.
So the next thing on our list is nap time. This is huge. Keaton and I have been married 5 years. We've dated since,
since the beginning of time.
Since 2012. With that, with the single lifestyle, we can go to sleep at any time we want. Unless it's like work hours. So the big thing that's changed is somebody has to be up to watch baby. We both can't be asleep.
Unless he's asleep.
But the nap time, we can't say, I'm a little tired because I mismanaged my time at night, stayed up late, so I'm gonna take a nap in the middle of the day. What I didn't think about is the fact that you have to be very intentional the night before about going to sleep on time.
Another thing that's changed, our outlook on life. As soon as he came into the world, out of my life, there was this whole new level of responsibility. All I can think about now is, how do I set this kid up to be as successful as possible? What can I do? What can I sacrifice to make sure that they have everything they need?
I think for me, I've always been career and goal oriented. What I've noticed, which I never thought would be me, but since having our son, all I want to do is be with him 24/7, nurture him, love on him, look at him, help raise him, develop him, all that kind of stuff. all I want to do is mom 24/7. So what really has changed is I'm starting to think differently, as opposed to being so career driven. Although I am still very career oriented, I'm starting to change that to how can we start a career? How can we start a business for ourselves where we're bringing in income, but we have the flexibility to be able to, one, allow me to stay home with our son, at least for the first year, but then two, allow us to supplement the income that I was bringing in with my job. And then even thinking further about a job, it's like, I really don't want an employer or someone telling me when I can or cannot spend time with my son. That is not where I am valued the most. My family needs me, my son needs me. And the good thing is that I have a husband who's super supportive. I'm more so the one that's like, no babe, I can't leave my job. We can't go down to one income.
#free. We don't want to work for anybody else.
So what would you say is the last thing? Or like, what is number 6?
I'd say tolerance for germs.
Okay.
To expound on that, we have to kind of look at where we are as a world, really, in the middle of a global pandemic, right? Where some people want to wear masks, some people don't. You just have to be careful. You don't realize how little of an immune system your baby has when they're born. He has to build an immune system. And that doesn't mean throwing him in the mud, you know? I think we have to really be smart about where we take him, what he's exposed to. And it's not that people intentionally want to harm him, but who intentionally wants to get sick ever, right? But it still happens, so.
So I would always see moms doing like really germy things, you know, like getting their kids boogers or, you know.
And eating them?
No.
Oh.
But like all kind of things moms do for their child.
Ugh.
Well, one thing that has changed is I have my tolerance for germs has, I would say, decreased.
What?
Yes, because now,
Okay.
now,
Anyway.
if our son has a booger in his nose that is at the surface, I will stick my fingers there and help pull it out for him. That's huge. I would never do that. I never thought I would do that. Or every morning, I'll wake up with a puddle of breast milk, or he'll throw up, or, you know, let's say he'll have a blowout. Just all these things that are germy that I'm now engaging in willingly and not being grossed out about it. I guess that comes with, you know, being a mom, I don't know. But that has changed for me significantly because, again, I never thought I'd be that mom.
She still doesn't let me dig in her nose, and I do try. I don't know if a tolerance has changed for me for germs. Like, baby boy pees on me, and I'm like, this little guy.
I think there are so many more things we could get into, but those are just some of the quick ones that have changed for us. Let us know if you are a new parent and the things that may have changed for you, what things you thought you do now that you never saw yourself doing before. Anyway, come back for another video. We can't wait. We'll see you soon.